See right through your mother's eyes. Those freaks were right when you said you was dead.
Let's go, get big.
The one mistake you made was in your head.
Boom for the boom boom hype.
Last week's too easy. Bon Jovi, way too easy.
Too
always.
easy?
Loads got it. Oh, well,
right.
always.
Oh, what, is this a thing now?
Yeah, it's the thing. Guess the song.
Guess the song.
You got your bits.
That was difficult
This is
to guess.
my bit. What song was that? Anyone's out there who get that? Massive, massive props, because it's a little bit of a niche. What I will say, as a little, a little nod, in terms of the rock world, this is probably the first beef track ever made.
Right.
There you go.
When was the last time you went to the rock world?
I'm in the rock world. I live in the rock world.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm in the rock world now. Look at my socks.
Yeah. I can smell them.
You're right with
Can
this.
you smell them? Can you smell them?
Can you smell my feet?
I want to know people watching this on YouTube. Can you smell them?
I had a shower this morning, and these are fresh socks on, so there's no way my feet smell.
They've got a hole in the back. Right. Speaking of it.
Hello?
It is I.
Hello?
It is I, the Sultan of the Middle East.
Really?
No, not really. But I am the King of Egypt.
Really?
No, not really. But I am PFA Player of the Year. It's me, Mohammed.
Really?
Yes, it is. I'm a god amongst Scousers. A nice bloke as well. And I know everything.
Do you?
No.
No.
Not really. No, I don't want to put that kind of pressure on myself. It's not good for me or the team. But one thing I do know. That CRIES. Bone structure of a god. But it's got hands like crisps.
Yes.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Mo Salah, everybody. Firing. It's just unbelievable. Incredible. I'm not a fan of the sport, and even I admire him.
You're not really into football. But he makes you want to try and like football.
I've never seen anything like it, honestly. In a debut season in the Premier League, there has been no other anywhere close. Their debut season. Actually, it's probably the most single-handedly impressive season, if that makes any sense, for a performance by one player over a season since Ronaldo's final.
Since Lionel Messi last year.
Since Ronaldo's at Man United in the Premier League, and it probably even surpasses that.
Yeah,
What is going on?
If like say like a production company were doing like a thing on Mo Salah and they came to me and said, James, you're one of the best in the game. We want to hear your articulate thoughts on Mo Salah.
Yeah.
Mic me up and get me set up, framed right, looking good, like really good lens on it, so you've got good like depth of field and stuff. They point me in and go, explain to me what Mo Salah's done this year. I'd look in the camera and I go,
Unbelievable. It's not fair.
he's good, isn't he? He's
Very
so good.
So good.
And the goals, yeah.
What did you shut the ball away for?
Because I just
We could have played scare ball.
Should we play
Should we have a quick game of square
doesn't
ball?
work for a podcast.
No,
does it?
we can. We can. Adam's keen. He's going to get the ball.
Let me do it. This is one for the weekend.
One for the
One for the weekend. Podcast. The best podcast you've never watched or heard. We're on iTunes. We're also, of course, on YouTube on Long Ball Street
It's the
channel.
podcast that you need to listen to.
Exactly. We've got lots to talk about. A lot of reaction, actually, from the weekend. Of course, it was QPR Brentford. We were talking about that last week. Man United versus Spurs. We're going to talk about ticket prices.
Yep.
React a bit more to Liverpool and what they're doing. And talk about Arsenal. Because obviously we did the podcast.
Big news.
I saw a couple of tweets, people going, do another podcast. Because basically, like, in the world of YouTube, you knew that people they'd done all their content, got it ready, if it was on a broader issue of general football. And it just totally got thrown out the window on Friday when Arsene Wenger.
We'll let you in a little bit into the way YouTube works currently, right? Unless you're a massive influencer, like someone like True Geordie or KSI or, these people, the rules, not James, unfortunately, not yet, mate, you'll get there, probably. The rules don't apply to them guys because they've built up a massive audience already, right? But for us, for Ball Street, for lots of other football YouTube channels, you have to be reactive. And you have to react immediately. So when we produced the podcast, although it lasted a week, because this kind of gold stays.
Chemistry.
This kind of gold stays with you. Do you know what I mean?
It's a key component you always talk about, Flav. Chemistry.
Chemistry. Yeah. You can talk about anything you like. If you've got chemistry, as we have.
And we will.
Oh, we will. We will. You know, so you got to be reactive. So when we put out the podcast and then Wenger resigns.
Very rude.
You know, it means everything we've done is redundant and a waste of time. Or does it?
You say that, but yeah, a lot of people getting involved, a lot of people checking in.
A lot of checking in. Thank you everyone who checked in.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, 52 of you checked in. Thank you for that. Good to know everyone's well. Yeah. It's spread across Ball Street. It's been on my channel. People just seem to be checking in, which I love.
Checking in, yeah.
It's good to know that they're fine. Last week, 159 people just checked in.
Mate, absolutely love it. And you know what is the most important thing? As we said, we just know that you're okay. And especially the ones that said, I'm just letting you know, everything's fine, just checking in. That's, I mean, to me, it's very, very special.
This podcast is like, we spoke about it at the end of last podcast, but this podcast, it really is about you guys. And today, there's so many like stories and bits and pieces that we've been able to use from the comments. So it really is a two-way conversation, which I love about this podcast.
Yeah.
My favourite check-in last week was Charles Gilbert. He said, last time I checked in, I told you I was moderately happy. I would say that has decreased slightly this week. I reckon I'm currently 56% happy compared to 73% last week.
Well, did he explain what's happened?
He didn't, which is fine. Well, I don't want your life story. I just want to know you're checking in and you're generally okay, which is what he's getting at. He also said, love the podcast.
Gilbert, come on Twitter and follow me. Don't follow James, because he doesn't give a shit. I do. Come and let me know. And my DMs are open. I probably won't respond, but my DMs are open. Right, can we have a game of Scareball now?
Oh, yeah, okay.
You explain to everyone what it is.
So Scareball, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm not sure how much you're going to get from it.
Visualise it.
Essentially, Scareball was a game I created in 2004.
It's up there with chess as
a mental challenge.
As a quality game.
Yeah, as a mental challenge. Essentially, the game is this. You need more than 2 people. Can't play this on your own. And someone will throw the ball at your face.
You need a ball.
What you've got to do, so I think we'll do it on this. Actually, we'll have to do it on the wide.
Do it on the wide.
Do it on the wide. They'll throw the ball, and you've got to try not to flinch.
Don't react at all.
Yeah, and it's not a massive throw.
No, this isn't me versus you. Together, we've got to make this happen.
Yeah.
But the ball has to hit you in the face.
So you'll have to watch this a few times. Let me know, did I flinch or not?
All right. Jim, this is your game.
Blinked, didn't I?
You did. You blinked all over it. One more time. One more time.
Flav have a go.
All right.
Hi, sponsored by Fan League. Are you getting that in the wide? Fan League.
Yeah, that's
Proud to be our sponsors. Here we go. I think just go on Flav. Go on the single.
okay.
Kind of lent into it. You lent into it.
You can't do it. It's
a tough game.
Impossible. Let us know how you get on at home. If you can win a game of Scareball, let us know in the comments below. Better if you can somehow video it and send it to us. Maybe upload it to us on
something.
Upload it somehow and send us a link.
Yeah.
If you've won a game of Scareball, because so far we've been playing it in the office for 8 or 9 months and no one's won a game yet.
Can you beat the ball? Let us know. We're going to let you know if there is a sequel, and if that sequel will be read out today in when it comes to White Teeth 2.
I mean, that you can't dangle
what? I'm going to dangle that carrot. It's been dangled. It's been dangled. We move forward.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
We'll also discuss Fan League trivia and the possibility of Hushy Love the Dope, or Hushy No Love the Dope, or Mushy Love the Dope, as Flav liked to call him yesterday. Let's talk about football briefly. Let's recap on last week. We'll talk about Arsenal, Arsene Wenger, and react to Liverpool very soon. But not a good week for me or for you, Flav, last week.
No, it's not a good week for me at all.
That didn't seem genuine, that face.
No, it was genuine. It just, I've
so bad.
Mate, I forgot about it. I've forgotten all about it, and you just fucking punched me in the face with it.
Sorry, mate.
No room 69 though, yeah? Or you doing that
sorry.
Okay, just do that first. Neil Warnock, get in there. Get on there. No one wants him back in the Premier League. No one wants that. No one wants that at all.
Is Sean Morrison going with him, the centre-back? Giving it large?
Oh, that's the guy who was in a taxi and he was chipped. He was having a go at all the Derby players.
Richard Keogh.
What's the context of that, Adam?
There's no understanding of
it. You dislike each other. I think
so.
He used to play with Richard Keogh years ago.
So he was saying he's shit and he's nothing.
Richard Keogh, you're shit. He called out another guy for never showing his dick in the showers. Said you're insecure.
Okay.
And then he said
it's not very nice.
Alex Pearce is like Richard Keogh. So he
right.
name checked quite a few people.
Name checking people, calling people out.
And then got
into the details.
And then got absolutely served up by Cameron Jerome in the game when Derby beat Cardiff. And the main problem I've got, Warnock, he's an irritating man, but he's a football man. And I've always got a problem with football men. Like, what?
Well, like
Redknapp. Redknapp, other football men. Let us know.
He's a football man.
you know, he's a football man. Brian Clough, football man.
Yeah.
You know, is there nothing else that you want to be defined as a human being? I'm a good person. I've helped people cross the road. I've saved children from burning houses. I'm a football man. Bloody football man.
That's the thing. That's the thing with Neil. He's a football man.
He's a football man.
I really don't like Neil Warnock. I'm happy that he's in room 69 with David Moyes and
the other thing is stopping that result when Derby lost to Cardiff made it very difficult for my good friend Adam's Brentford to get into the playoffs. They're now 3 points behind the playoff places after a magnificent result at the weekend.
It was a good win
against QPR.
Yeah, I mean, let's talk about the main event before we talk about the game. The face-off between my dad and Craig. It was tense. Craig, sorry, Adam.
All right,
got his name wrong. There was a lot of verbals before, wasn't there? And then when what was your?
So Adam threatened last week. If you haven't watched, Adam threatened you and your dad, saying
he's going to beat up my dad.
Yeah, he's going to beat up your dad, and you said in return that he's not only going to give him a QPR smile, which is what?
Which is when you pull down someone's pants and smack him so hard that they go like that.
The QPR smiler.
Yeah.
But you also said he was going to slash him up.
He's going to slice him up.
Slice him up.
Yeah.
Neither of which happened, did they? Because you two are
still with us.
A lot of hot air.
No.
And James Dad is a lovely man.
He's amazing. He is. He's so lovely.
He's a good. Well, now it's difficult, isn't it? In the heat of the battle, you say things you don't mean.
So what happened in the game then? Now, what was it? Tie? Were QPR is what? First, give me Adam's review.
We slapped him about like we always do. Formality. It's become a formality. Queen's Park Rangers.
So under
away.
At no point did you worry.
Late in the season, it doesn't matter.
And at no point was you worried that the result would be anything other.
You always worry a bit, don't you? But once the 90 minutes over, you're like, they didn't.
Right, James, what's your take on the QPR Brentford derby?
I think unfortunately, you got to take your medicine sometimes. Flav. We'll get on to Man United Spurs in a second, but I mean, Brentford are a very good side, and if they get into the playoffs, then they've got a massive chance because they're so well drilled that in a game like that where everyone is really up for it, their pattern of play is just really strong. They stretch the play. They do play that kind of Man City style of like stretching out the pitch as much as possible, and we can get near them. The
problem with Brentford is because they're forced, because their business model, they're always forced to sell their best players every transfer window, more or less, and that's why it takes them to get off the ground. It takes you a while to get off the ground, doesn't it? And you think, well, it takes a while for the manager to implement his tactics, the players to bed in, and you have to go through that cycle every single time. Maybe once, just hold on to them.
In January as well, we always get whoever's looking good just gets gone.
Yeah. What is fascinating with the Championship, just quickly, is with Cardiff losing, Cardiff third now.
Yeah.
Cardiff Millwall playoffs is on. That's what it is right now. Naughty indeed. You thought my dad and Adam having a scrap was naughty.
Nothing on that.
Haven't seen anything yet.
Nothing on that.
It's going to be. I think they'd have to like change the kickoff times, or they'd have to be very careful with it because you can't have that game like I don't know when the right time is.
Right time for me was 5:30 on a Saturday. Perfect. Wembley Way, reduced police officers. Let them go.
Let them go.
Just let them go.
Self-policing.
Police
yourself.
Because ultimately, these are sensible human beings. When all is said and done, there's a lot of shit around football fans that they can't behave themselves. Cardiff fans, Millwall fans, sensible human beings. I'm sure they'll just find a way for it all, right?
They're an intellectual bunch, and I have every faith that'll be a lovely game of football.
Yeah.
And everyone will shake hands at the end of it. It'll be good. Fan league trivia.
Yep.
Speaking of intense moments. It was an intense place in the comments last week. 39 people decided to vote on if Hushy Love
39
love the dope or
what's
not.
It say?
Only 2 people. So 39 voted in the Hushy Dope scandal. Only 2 said that, and that was Rich Hawkins. Give him a shout out here because I quite like 2 people going no. This is going too far.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand up for my... Because that was the test.
Well, what did he say?
Well, they both just said, no, Hushy loved the dope. He said he knew the answer.
He did come back straight away.
So Rich Hawkins and Kehat Kirk were the 2 that said.
Yeah. Look, I mean, 39 versus 2, conclusive.
He's doping, isn't he, really?
He's gone. He's gone. Not only that, he's gone.
Out.
Yeah, you're going to be banned.
Hold your horses for a second there,
Oh,
Flav. 'Cause
I
I've done a
really-
bit of investigating.
Go on,
looking
then.
at the comments. Like I said at the start of the podcast,
Go on.
this podcast is, your comments, all of them get read, and most of them are used in the podcast. Anyway, so Hushy Love's made a statement.
What's he said?
He's come out and he said, Scott Carson was a guest. So, for those of you who don't know, we have a trivia question each week. We ask you guys to get involved and see if you know the answer. And I've got some answers for last week's. But the week before, we were asking which four English goalkeepers had got caps when they were corresponding. And Hushy Love's answer was just
Lots
a
of
bit
detail, lots of working
too
out.
much detail, which is
Funnily enough, I did look up Chris Wood.
Yeah, it's funny. I knew that age ago. So Scott, he said this. He came out and said this. Scott Arson was a guess. I knew he had caps, and I knew he was in Turkey. #no dope. The other ones I knew. The Chris Woods one is the one people would expect people to be accused of doping for. So I felt I should explain how I knew.
Go on.
Even though I was born after he retired.
Go on.
Now, what I find interesting about this, because I think there's we've got Flame's advice later in the podcast, but there's life lessons to be learnt throughout the podcast.
Yeah.
And I think that how you kind of put things in life is quite important.
Go on.
And so, him kind of explaining it, the reason why I think that's a good point is because sometimes you just got to have confidence and go, this is the state of play.
Yeah.
This is my answer to the trivia
and this is
question
the
on
truth.
the podcast, and this is the truth, and that's it.
And this is all I can say on the matter.
Exactly. So,
What did he say?
well, I didn't answer. I didn't say that to him. I'm saying that to the people now.
Yeah.
So last week I asked you, which leads me on to this last week's question. Which three Republic of Ireland players scored Premier League hat-tricks? And the answers were Robbie Keane in a 4-3 win against Everton for Spurs at home on 12th of January 2003. Remember it?
Yep.
He actually scored 3 hat-tricks for you guys.
Did.
Leon Best, which was one that not many people got. Newcastle 5-0 against West Ham.
Remember that game?
Do you? Why?
I don't know.
All right. And Jonathan Waters for Stoke against QPR. It's always QPR in there, isn't it? Now, look, Peter Kidd McGrath. He's gone. John Waters, Robbie Keane, Leon Best. Brackets, I'm Irish.
Yeah.
I get it. Okay, you're
Fair.
Irish. The question's about Irish players. He's not doping.
No,
definitely not doping.
Not even a sniff.
No. Valentino, I can't say his surname, sorry, or her surname, whatever.
Who cares?
Trivia answers, : Robbie Keane, John Waters, Leon Best.
Done.
Starting with
No
not
question.
doping.
Not doping.
Luke Jarvis, Robbie Keane, Kevin Doyle, Leon Best. Incorrect.
Incorrect.
But I like the style of it. But wait a minute, Flav. In this doping scandal that has gripped the One for the Weekend podcast community, the People's Victor said this: John Waters, Leon Best, and Robbie Keane.
Right.
Thanks, Google.
So he's admitted to cheating.
He's hinted at it. He's quite clearly hinted at it, don't you think? Right?
So I see that as a personal affront on us, actually, Jim.
Yeah, and
I see someone who's not taking the podcast seriously.
well, exactly, when you've got Hushy,
Do you think this? Who is this guy's name? Give us his name.
the People's Victor, but also
No, I want his name, James.
I don't know his name.
All right, if you're such a big man, is this the? Are you on his camera? Such a big man taking a mickey out of our podcast, which we take very seriously. This isn't a joke. Work goes into this, right? We get paid for this. We get paid for it.
Can you
Give
read
us your name. Give us your name and where you live, and we'll sort this out like men. All right?
We'll send you a letter.
I'll come round your house, sunshine. Give you a cute ass smiler.
Paul O'Connor also said, "Hey lads, just checking in. I'm grand. 3 Irish players. So this is one that's quite suspicious as well. Not as
Hang on,
clear cut.
He's not just checking in. He's giving the answers as well.
Well, yeah,
Don't read it out.
don't read it out.
Listen to the rules.
This is the different
When
one.
we give you a direction, follow them. He's checking in and giving answers.
Yeah, it's frustrating.
What's his name?
Paul O'Connor.
Sort your life out.
You alright?
Yeah.
This week's question: which 6 goalkeepers? This is one you should be getting as well. You should be able to get this one. Which 6 goalkeepers have worn Manchester United's #1 shirt in the
6.
Premier League era? Of
Can
course,
I have a guess?
football didn't exist before then.
Peter Schmeichel.
Correct.
What is it? Man City.
Question: Man United
Oh, Man United.
#1s.
Peter Schmeichel.
He's still got one right.
Taibbi.
No.
All right, forget it.
Let us know in the comments below. Make sure you're not doping. Oh,
Oh, because he was 13.
Yeah, he was 13.
Right, let's get cracking.
What do we do with Hushy Love?
We let him go.
Let him go because saved by the people's victor.
Saved by the people's victor. But also, it was such a funny explanation. I loved it so much. So if every time you answer, you can explain your working out, we'll make it a regular section on the pod. Because I absolutely loved it, despite me.
Sorry, the reason I wanted to read that Paul O'Connor was because he kind of, like, it was an Irish question, but he'd become suspicious to me as well when I was reading his one because it was too Irish. Right. He was like, I'll try to see if I can do that. Hey lads, just checking in. I'm grand. 3 Irish players are obviously Robbie Keano, John Walters, not really Irish, but he's a good man, and great on Twitter. And had to look up the last one, who was Leon Best.
No, do it in the Irish accent.
No, I just realised there as well. He's doping as well.
I loved it.
2 people doping.
No, he's fine though, because I like the accent.
Right.
All right, let's crack on.
Sorry.
Let's crack on. What we got?
Let's talk about ticket prices.
You're not going to put me through my misery of last weekend.
Yeah, go on then. Briefly, thoughts. I did a podcast on Great Touch. Did you see that?
Yeah, of course.
Are Spurs the most desperate fans in the Premier League?
Yeah, I saw that, mate. Listen to me. So you've got a channel. I'm not going to tell you what it is, because you're a neutral.
Did you watch it though? Did you watch it though?
No.
Well, no, that's what Massimiliano.
You're trying to get. I'm watching that one. Why am I going to sit through this?
Because it was a very interesting, nuanced discussion.
What was it again? Are Spurs fans the most desperate ever?
Premier League, not ever.
Premier League.
Currently.
Yeah. So are Spurs fans the most desperate for what? What was your discussion?
My point was.
Go on.
That the patience that you've shown was totally understandable up until this point. Because it's exciting, it's new. Oh wow, we've got players we haven't seen before. It's a team. It's Pochettino's taking a player and he's crap and he's making him a decent player. This is a team that's beaten everyone now.
Yeah.
And you keep losing big games.
We lost.
Sooner or later, you've got to go sort it out now, lads. Because this team's going to come and go, and you're going to go back to mid-table possibly at some point.
Not with Pochettino. We can replace anybody. Harry Kane, anybody.
My point is...
We can't replace Pochettino. So we ain't going back anywhere as long as
it's getting to a point. There's a tipping point. There has to be a line put in the sand.
No, I understand what you're saying.
A good way
I understand what you're saying, and that's up to you. You can view my club that way. I'll view my club how I want to.
Okay.
All right, and I view it as constant progression, constantly getting better, having to deal with very difficult circumstances playing Wembley.
I agree.
All of this makes me very comfortable with the fact that we lost one game against the team that's second in the league, against one of the best managers to ever manage the game, with 2, if not 3 world-class players in that side, with a wage bill twice as big as Spurs'. And we were better than them.
But you're not getting slightly antsy that this team is going to break up sooner or later?
This team will evolve. It will change. Break up doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. Every team's going to break up. You're not going to keep Matt Smith forever.
Bloody hope so.
Do you know what I mean? His team changes every week.
True.
Do you know what I mean? So it's a rule of thumb. It's not a problem. It ain't a problem. It is frustrating. Don't get me wrong. Like, you want to just win. You think, let's give us one chance. Not desperate. Desperate's the wrong word. I'm desperate for a bit. I'm desperate.
Just cut that.
I'm desperate. I'm desperate to just feel that. Yeah, to feel that moment of glory, and to lift the FA Cup. I was desperate for it, but not to the point.
So you don't think the opportunities are going to run out with this team?
They're running out for everyone every season. There's 3 opportunities to win a trophy in England. 3. That's it. So for the vast majority of people, it runs out every season.
But like,
it's such a hard thing to win a cup. It's not an easy thing.
I know that.
Exactly. So you know that, but yet because the media narrative is Spurs fans are desperate, or more importantly, we're not winners, or we're bottle jobs, and all that stuff.
I'm not calling you bottle jobs. I'm saying the desperation has to be there because you've got a team that's good enough. And it's not happened yet, and that's got to be totally frustrating. I don't think it's like you're embarrassing.
No,
I don't
I
think
know.
it's that.
No, I know.
I think you've got to be slightly desperate.
I'm not desperate's the wrong word because it's a pejorative term. It's there to antagonise. So I know what you're doing, and I know what your thumbnail was all about as well. And if you want to genuinely attract Spurs fans, of which are going to be interested in that conversation, you don't use "Are we the most desperate ever?" Of course not.
It's a question.
It's a question. It's not something I want to hear answered.
Okay.
Certainly not by other Spurs fans. Can I just clarify where I am? Right. Clarify where I am. I was desperate to win that FA Cup. No, you're not reeling me in. I'm just educating you. I was desperate to win the FA Cup, But that desperation doesn't lead me because I didn't get it to then screaming and being frustrated with the team. They fucking play well.
No, I agree. I don't think there needs to be that reaction, but you got to be like, come on now,
Mate,
guys, do something.
Oh, well, we did a lot. We did a lot.
Dele Alli had the same feeling.
Yeah, I mean, it's good, and that's how he should feel.
Yeah.
But from my perspective, we this season, when I look back at it, I'm very satisfied. We beat Liverpool 4-1 at home. I mean, Liverpool are fucking thumping everybody. We beat them 4-1. We beat Man United at home. We beat Real Madrid at home. We beat Borussia Dortmund home and away. You know, we beat Chelsea away 3-1 for the first time.
Again, I'm not saying you haven't had a bad season.
I'm just saying that people seem confused about why Spurs. Well, there are Spurs fans out there losing their shit. Don't get me wrong. This isn't.
And I kind of.
But wait to gain. It's about who you are, isn't it? I guess. There's nothing to gain in losing your shit. You love going QPR. He loves going Brentford. Neither of you are going to do anything. You're going to be what you are for a long, long time, and you're happy with it.
Yeah, but that's why I think Spurs is unique in that sense because you're not like everyone else.
I'm happy with being the 4th best team in the country.
Okay.
At this stage.
What do you mean at this stage?
We get better.
Right.
The thing that to answer the question as well is I don't think we can get much better than we are. I do think we've reached a glass ceiling, and we're not going to improve massively without significant investment in the team. And that doesn't mean spending as much as you sell. It means genuinely 150 million pound more than we recoup in players to improve the squad, because you can't cope with Man United. We're over. In fact, we're being better than we should be. That's what I think.
Yeah.
But then you look at what Liverpool are doing. You look at Liverpool. Liverpool are tearing up the Champions League. You know, their budget's huge. Their wage bill is massive. But they haven't spent a lot more than Spurs have, really. Certainly, you look at them and the clubs are comparable.
Do you know, I saw a good comment on the Wall Street video. It was saying that... Is it? I don't know if I'm right in this, if that comment's right, but it got a lot of likes. You and Liverpool both won the same amount of trophies in the last 10 years.
Is that right?
Both won a League Cup.
Is that it?
It's interesting, isn't it?
Liverpool are going to win the Champions League, though, aren't they?
Well, should we talk about that?
Yeah.
They were good, weren't they?
Very good. They are. They're brilliant. They're so fucking good. Especially going forward. Still shaky at the back. Lack of concentration. Up there.
In their head.
That's up there.
Yeah.
Lovren as well, letting them down, although has played all right. You know, he's turned it around somewhat.
He has to go. For them to step up, for them to go to the next level, he's got to go. He's not good enough.
I think they'll be scrabbling all over Alderweireld if they get a chance.
Yeah.
And he would definitely be out if Alderweireld came in.
Here's a question I put out on Twitter.
That would be painful.
Here's a question I put out on Twitter. Were Roma awful, or were Liverpool brilliant?
You can't. Well, there's two things here. You can't keep saying that the teams that Liverpool destroy were awful. It isn't fair on Liverpool and the work they're doing. Secondly, they played with such a high line. It was a ridiculous
and back three.
I know.
Like, what's the one area of the pitch you probably don't want to give them the space? In those little corners.
Yeah.
It's just like so obvious.
I guess if you play a back three, then when you're in position, you revert to a back five and the fullbacks drop. I think that's the idea, but you didn't have a chance.
Yeah, exactly. They didn't against Barcelona where it's tap, tap, tap. There's enough time to get back.
Yes.
But even them, even in that game, they lost the first one 4-0.
Yeah, they did, and 4-1 wasn't it? But Roma don't play like that either. That's not their system. So it seems bizarre. It's almost like they seem to try and catch Liverpool off guard by playing directly into their strengths. It's like there's a great white running at me, swimming straight at me. I'll make myself like a long so I can go straight into his mouth. That's what.
Very similar. Very similar. They got 2 goals at the end though.
Yeah,
that was the last 10 minutes of the game. It was a different game of football.
That's what's beautiful about the game, isn't it? As much as I pretend to not like it, there are moments where it doesn't make sense. The great thing about football is it doesn't fit with the order of the world. There's chaos. And anything can happen at every time.
That's true.
A more simplified way of saying it was one Jimmy Greaves who said it's a funny old game. Can't explain it sometimes. So, you know, it's exciting and I'm glad because it means the tie's still alive. It's still very unlikely they can get through. I think Liverpool have done more than enough to go through. And the kind of sadist in me wants them to get to the final so I can enjoy them losing to Real Madrid.
I think they beat Real Madrid.
God.
I think they do. I think they do beat Real Madrid.
Don't say that.
I think Bayern Munich. There's something. The matchup of Bayern Munich and Liverpool. it feels different to me. But Real Madrid, I just think I think the intensity that they play. That's how like. If I was England manager, and one day maybe I will be. If I was, I would go all the Spurs players, all the Liverpool players. There you go. just run at them and play in that style that Liverpool. That's proper. Jurgen Klopp's way. He said Jurgen. Jurgen Klopp's way of playing football. It's like that's the best Premier League football you can play.
Yeah.
Like hectic, like
so
heavy metal.
exciting.
Like I love the way that Henderson made a tackle near Klopp, and Klopp just turned around to the fans and went, "Yeah."
Did you love that?
I loved it.
I hated it.
Mate, that's Klopp. Mate, but it's like everyone getting involved together and just the momentum of it being too much, and that's what happened yesterday.
Yeah, they did, and they've pulled all together, and they've, I mean, they're great. I see them getting through. Roma, although, have been incredible at home this season, not just in the Champions League, but in the league as well.
First goal's everything, isn't it?
It is. I think if Liverpool do go through and end up facing Real Madrid, that will be a really interesting tie. And the reason why I say that is when Real Madrid came to Wembley this year, we scored relatively early, and they did become quite desperate. Let's use that word again. To get level quickly. It was almost like they were pushing. They were forcing the game, which enabled us to break on and attack them. And both our goals came from attacking us from breakaway play, which of course Liverpool have made their own this year. So, I mean, you can't take it away from them. As much as people, whatever you say about Liverpool and whatever I've said on this podcast and elsewhere, you can't take it away from them. They've been great. They've been really, really good.
Yeah. Another team playing in Europe this week, Arsenal. Mate, it's happened. This is our first time on the One for Week podcast. The amount of times we've spoken about Arsene Wenger, and it's over, mate.
I've been talking about this moment for 22 years. I remember people that listen to Fighting Cock would have heard this before. Me and my mate Ricky, good mate, Spurs, we'd sit in the garden on a summer's night having a beer.
Naked.
No, we weren't naked. Occasionally. But we'd sit down and we'd go, when's he going to go? Like, when is he going to go? This would have been 10 years ago. Because we thought everything bad that happened to us.
in my head when you were saying that, I was picturing you both there. And you're going, when's he going to go? When's he going to go? And Arsene Wenger was just in the bushes. And you go, Arsene, you
got to go.
Fuck off.
Yeah, so look, we Spurs fans were desperate for it for a long time because he was, he made them consistent. He turned what was a very boring average football club, because Bruce Riot made them that, and before that a very boring successful football club under George Graham, into a free-flowing, beautiful, footballing side that they weren't used to. No one was used to. The song goes, boring, boring Arsenal, and turned them into a free-flowing one, playing the best football in the land. And and they should, I know they wanted him out and they wanted things changed, but the way I went about it was disgusting in my eyes. And it's not something I would ever do to a Spurs manager who's done so much. But they got what they wanted, and here we are. Yeah. 22 years later, he's forced to resign against his will, apparently, because he said this isn't the way. What did he come out with? Quote?
Yeah, I think it was a quote as well. Well, he's saying he was hurt by the lack of the image of unity that he wants the club to have. Essentially, it was a dig at the whole Wenger out phenomena.
But within the club or out of it?
I think it's a global. He was saying how Arsenal are a global football club, and the way that their reputation is seen has been of a very classy, high level football club. And what's happened? Yeah, but what's happened in the last 3 years?
It's been destroyed by these people.
Yeah, but the other side of it is it's been slightly destroyed by his ego as well.
Yeah, because it's about
he's not walked away.
Yeah, walking away at the right time.
And let's be honest as well. He's not. He doesn't want to walk away. He's been pushed. He's totally been pushed.
Yeah, but you walk before you're pushed, because everyone gets pushed eventually, don't you? He's been pushed, and from footballing sense, it's the right time for Arsenal. Actually, I would have done it after the cup final, definitely.
Yeah, I think.
But in terms of generally the club as a whole, it's the right time for them to get rid of him, and they've obviously got ideas about who they want, to come back in. But they're so desperate for him to go, Arsenal fans. The ones I spoke to, a good mate of mine's, he said, I said, what do you think about Brendan Rodgers? because that was the first name that was linked. And he said, take him. Anything, as long as it's not Wenger. I need change. Wow. I need change.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's kind of where they're at. They just want change. So whoever comes in is going to get a grace period, which has been lacking from Arsenal for a long, long time.
Do you really think that?
What do you think?
Do you think there'll be a grace period?
I think so, yeah.
I wonder that...
There's no instant success. It's very rare.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think that Arsenal fans generally are kind of well versed in this feeling, and it's hard to kind of stop and go, okay, no, we're going to be patient and reasonable now, especially when you've got a team that's not good enough, and there's a lot of players that are going to be leaving as well. You've got some really good attacking players.
Okay,
you've got
so
some bad players.
What do you think in terms of what an acceptable grace period is for a new manager and what the Arsenal grace period will be?
I think
so. Someone coming in at, I don't know, QPR or even QPR's slightly different, but
but I think anyway, it's 5 games now. Anyway, if you lose 5 on the trot, you are in trouble.
Frank de Boer.
Yeah.
Start the season.
And I think it's going to get worse before it gets better.
So my position for a long time has been, as soon as Wenger leaves, because he's a club in his image, that they become a normal football club. And I don't mean normal average. They'll always be good because they've got the money coming in. They'll always be able to buy players and fix their problems as much as you can through spending. But that they become at risk from capitulation, as we've seen with the biggest clubs, Man United, Chelsea. They've had terrible seasons, and at that stage, I don't know whether or not they're getting better.
I just think it's so, exactly like Man United, it's so difficult whoever goes first. And the thing is, it had to be done. He needed to go. There needed to be change, and so Arsenal fans will have to just deal with the next couple of years to kind of then start and get a new footing, because there's no momentum at the club. It's totally sort of stagnant. But say you go Luis Enrique, right? Known as being quite temperamental. I don't think he did great at Roma. Did really well at Barcelona, but I always take that with a slight pinch of salt because you've got an incredible team there when you start.
Yeah.
So I don't think if he goes that works. I really don't.
No.
Brendan Rodgers, I think there are worse options, but the problem he'll have is the media will be so quick to turn him into a joke.
It's almost like he's not big enough for the job.
Exactly.
Like he weren't at Liverpool, but Liverpool are different football clubs.
And if you go for like a Nagelsmann, he's a kid, and it could really work or it could go horribly wrong. Either way. So I mean, Allegri's if they really mean business, and I don't know if they've got the money to do it, Allegri's the one.
I think I spoke to a guy who follows Italian football vividly all the time. He watches more Italian football than he does Premier League, and he said Arsenal are nowhere near big enough. He's looking for an elite club now. Right. He's at one already.
Yeah.
Step down to go to Arsenal if you're at Juve.
Yeah.
Like it would be to go to Tottenham. So this isn't a partisan thing. Apparently he's interested in 3 jobs: PSG, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Because you can use your skill as a manager. Allegri isn't a young man. He's not going to.
And that's why he is the dream one for them right now, because he could deal with the pressure of it.
Yeah.
But he could also bring in great players, and he can also get the best out of the players.
Can he be fucked with the rebuilding of a football club?
Probably
not.
Probably
I don't know. Who knows?
Let us know in the comments below. Will Arsenal finish higher or lower next season? Will they finish higher next season? I don't think they can get much lower.
I think 6. I think 6 is 6th, 5th. If they'll get that, maybe. But who knows? Such a long time ago, and we don't know who's coming in. There's one more thing I wanted to say about this. Fuck it, it's gone. Doesn't matter.
Let's head to Twinkles. For those of you who don't know, this is Twinkles every Thursday for you guys, or whenever you're watching it, but at the weekend, this is one for the weekend, and we're here to get big, get live every Saturday night. Oh shit. Oh no, there we go. To give you some stat nuggets.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to hug it.
Stat nuggets.
So these are little stat up lines that you might need out there in the clubs this weekend to get yourself some lady love. Or man love.
Or man love.
Whatever you want, Adam.
Both.
Right, here we go. Alright, girl. Who you been this week?
Girl.
Because I do all the work.
That's such as the way, like. Who am I going to be? I'm going to be Shaniqua.
Shaniqua.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
think?
I like it.
Okay.
All right, Shaniqua.
You do like it.
You good?
Yeah, you like it.
Yeah, I do. Fancy a shot?
A shot of what, love?
Well, speaking of shots, Watford equalled their season best tally for first half shots in the Premier League in the last game they played.
You 11. 11.
Yeah, but only mustered 3 in the second period. Shaniqua, right?
Shaniqua, yeah, that's my name. At least you remembered it.
Yeah.
You trying to get me drunk, are you?
Maybe. What have I
What, hang on me. Are you interested in me or what?
Shaniqua, I've always been interested in you.
You met me 5 minutes ago.
You fancy staying at mine tonight?
What? It's been forward, isn't it? But yeah.
You fancy staying at mine tonight?
Alright, sorry. Why does that? Alright. You got small feet.
Speaking of walking away disappointed after scoring, Solomon Rondon has equalled the record for most Premier League games scored in a single season without winning any of them. 7, level with Jordan Ayew in 2015-16.
Why did you make me say you look like you got small feet?
Because I said,
doesn't make any sense.
Speaking of walking away, disappointed after
scoring. It didn't make any sense.
Because people know what the small feet means.
But it makes
it's going to be tenuous at times.
All right.
I just enjoy the music.
You got any booze back at yours?
Yeah, I've got a little bit. Yeah.
Well, you got to see the part of the story.
What, booze? No, I've got it. I'm just doing my next one.
Alright.
So, Shaniqua, do you know what? I'd love to see what you've got under that top.
Oh, you dirty devil!
Speaking of assist, Chris Brunt has provided 50 assists for West Brom in the Premier League. 26 more than any other player at West Brom. Assist. Under your top, you'd have assist. Some women do. James Morrison on 24. He's the first Northern Ireland player to reach this feat in the competition.
What do you mean assist? You mean
assist
on the skin?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Why would you use that as a shout line, James?
Tenuous Shaniqua.
Shaniqua is turned off.
Right, hang on. Oh yeah, perfect.
Oh God, is there more?
So just say that.
Flav says he's not keen.
He's not keen. Well, I guess it's just a Tommy Tug for me tonight. Speaking of scoring at home, 80% of Lacazette's goals for Arsenal this season have come at the Emirates. 12 out of his 15.
You're supposed to say Flav said he's not. I read it word for word. He said Shaniqua. I was supposed to go, I'm not keen. Jesus, what a shambles, Jimbo.
Oh, he can't get it right every time.
Can't get it right every time.
But at least we're giving it a go.
Yeah.
Do you know
and that assist, I mean, those are tenuous. Let
me just get that, because I think with a joke, when it doesn't land, the best thing to do is explain it.
Yes.
So I'd love to see what you've got under that top.
Yes. And I say, oh, you dirty. What?
Yeah. And I go, speaking of assist.
That's terrible.
Chris Brunt has provided 50 assists.
I mean, if you're going to write jokes, give it a go. Don't go, oh, that works, so let's just move on. You know, the people are not paying for this podcast. They're downloading it for free, so you need to put some effort in. Because there's tons of free podcasts they could be listening to. And you say every week at the beginning, if you listen on the podcast, this is the podcast that you need to listen to.
It is.
Not if you do that shit.
Right,
better next week.
I'll take it on board. Sunday League Nightmares. It's a new bit.
Oh.
Only a couple of weeks left.
Which one, just to clarify, which one are you not reading?
What do you mean?
You checked one by with me and it was a unanimous.
Oh, it wasn't that one.
Alright, good.
Certainly it wasn't that one. Check out the comments last week. There was one that we didn't go for.
Yeah.
Right. So little because we're going quite. How long have we been going?
46.
Bloody hell. Still got.
Just quickly go back. What's a Tommy Tug? Is that even a?
It's tanking it.
Tommy Tank.
Shit.
Yeah, a Tommy Tug.
Sorry.
Just said I'm gonna have a tug. All right, go on.
Anyway. Wrote it down and everything, didn't I? So. Update on the White Teeth situation, because we're not going to have a Soldiers Lost in battle this week. We've had some communication with White Teeth, but not enough. He followed me on Twitter, and I messaged him, right? But then he hasn't got back to me.
Right.
But I have started a Twitter campaign. There will be a link to the tweet in the description of this video. Click on that, show some support. Let's get...
Are we doing that then? Or can I just give them my email address?
No, I want... He'll be watching this as well. Boyo, mate.
Come on, boy.
Twitter, look, we're mates. I've messaged you. Get back on Twitter. He said he doesn't normally have Twitter, so he started a Twitter.
Yeah, we follows you, and that's it. It doesn't follow me.
It doesn't follow you, because he didn't see any worth in doing that. He felt it was better to follow me.
Good morning, Andrew!
No one knows what that means. Right, let's get rid of that. So, instead, we're going to have a Sunday League nightmare. Last week, I won the title, but the team didn't turn up. It was a Sunday League nightmare. So we asked you to send in your stories, and so here is one. Okay, right, lads, I'll set the scene. This is Gazman. 17 years old, I was preparing to captain my local youth team through the biggest week of our season. Hang on, let me just make sure this is the right one. Oh yeah, perfect. The biggest week of our season. We were top of the league by 1 point with only the team in second place left to play, who happened to be our bitter rivals. A lot of them would have been in my school as well. 7 days after the title decider against our bitter rivals, we had the Youth Cup final to play against a different team. We were 2-0 up with 15 minutes to go in the title decider. We were the better team throughout and would have been farther ahead if it weren't for a few dubious refereeing and linesman decisions. Remember that. It's important to this story. Then the wheels of disaster started to roll. 2 free kicks later, the score was 2-2. If the score stayed this way, then we would be crowned champions. Everything was under control when out of nowhere our goalie was deemed to have twice put the ball down onto the surface and picked it up again. The resulting indirect free kick went through the advancing wall, which I had pleaded with to stay standing, and deflected off a defender into the net. After a toothless attempt to draw level and a mass brawl involving both teams and the sideline, the final whistle went. I was in tears and looked all over for the officials to give them a piece of my mind. Remember that as well. But they were nowhere to be seen. I later found out that they quickly retreated to their cars as they were concerned over their safety. We took refuge in a pub to drink our sorrows away, whilst down the other end of the village our rivals were celebrating in a different pub. When I'm telling this story, I often blame the alcohol for what I did next. Ring, 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 ring. No one's going to answer, I tell myself. Ring, ring, hello? In truth, I panicked when I heard the voice on the other end. Although I had acquired the referee's phone number online, I didn't really plan what would happen if he actually answered. I honestly just wanted him to know that he had, in my opinion, purposely crushed our hearts. What I actually said got misinterpreted as a threat on his family. Brackets, I won't be revealing what I said as I have never actually told anyone. All I can say is that it was not meant as a threat, but more as a, I hope you're proud of yourself.
Hang on, how you got from hope you're proud of yourself to a threat on the family? Dubious.
Okay, this is it. What resulted was a manhunt for the anonymous caller. I eventually gave myself up.
Gave yourself up? Why?
Yeah, why would you do that? Now, this is where the Soldiers Lost the Battle theme comes into play. The chairman of the club said that I would only be allowed to play in the cup final if I agreed to stand down as captain. I, of course, agreed. We won the cup on penalties, but I didn't take a penalty because my mind was in a bad place. I didn't get to give a speech. It wasn't my picture that ended up in the local paper. And most importantly, I didn't get to lift the cup or take it home. This is a true story. The events took place in Ireland. Any questions, feel free to ask. I tried to write in a way that would read well.
You did a good job, mate. Well done. Other than that, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Yeah, totally.
It's if you're playing a Sunday League football, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. The point of playing Sunday League football is so you can go to the pub afterwards with your mates, isn't it? Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Well, just to get in there, get some exercise.
Yeah. Don't listen to him. He's one of the most competitive. He turns into an absolute animal. Little jibes at the ref.
I know.
I'm
a winner. That's what I do. I win leagues.
You take it too seriously. It's not important. It's a game of football.
It is important, but you shouldn't be like threatening
people's families.
Mental, yeah.
What do you reckon he said? I've got your kids. I've got your kids.
I think he threatened the family quite clearly. I don't think you make that up, do you?
Beautiful.
Sorry, Gas Man. I mean, you might be. He's obviously a fan of the pod.
Oh yeah. I mean, you're a fan of the pod.
But you know,
just let us know in the comments. It won't go any further. Let us know what you said.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments what you said.
Between us.
We'll read it out next week. It won't go any further than that. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. Not your referee or the police. You had to hand yourself in. What happened then? What happened? Is it community service? Is it caution?
Rap on the knuckle.
Is that on your net? And did you disclose this stuff to your family? Did you tell your missus or what had happened? That kind of stuff would be good.
Unbelievable.
Any other repercussions?
Let's know Sunday League nightmares, and more importantly, click on that link, and let's drum up some support. And also, while you're there, click on the Fan League app link. Bloody good app. 50 grand is going to be one. There's a prize pot of 50 grand.
Coming towards the end of the season.
Coming towards the end of the season for those who've been playing. So those who've been playing all season long, well done. Normally about 10k can be won if you get 13 out of 13, but you also win money if you get 12 or 11 or 10. I got 7 last week. 7. It's an improvement on 6. Obviously.
No, you got 5 the week before. There's 5, definitely.
6.
Yeah, I got 5. I got
5?
I got
Doesn't
7.
matter.
I got 7.
But we've got our one for the weekend league. You can join us. What? You're close.
Bet on Spurs.
So yeah, get involved. It's a bloody good app.
The link is in the description
And
below.
it keeps the lights on.
Join us.
So yeah.
Fred. I didn't call you Fred then. I don't know where the word Fred came from. What I meant was to say is add you as a friend. That was it. Add you as a friend on the one for the week on one weekend. Oh, add you as a friend on the Fan League app. Join us on the one for the weekend league and get involved.
Yeah, Fred's in the league, so if for any other reason.
I should put into him and went, Fred.
Yeah, that was odd.
Beautiful.
So there you go. Cheers, Fan League.
Soldiers lost in battle.
No, we got birds. No, we're not doing Soldiers lost in battle.
Alright, there's a lot of reading. Birds and that.
We need white teeth. We need that story, man.
White leaf. I tell you what, you get behind that campaign, or Soldiers lost in battle will never be coming back. We need a story from the boy. What's happened to White Teeth? How did you meet him?
I saw him again, didn't he? Unbelievable.
What happened?
Right, birds and that. Adam, exciting, isn't it? We sent him some homework 2 weeks ago. It's quite a long time, isn't it? And in this modern world where you've got your apps, you're there.
You got Tinder.
Yeah, and it's also quite a shallow world. And for those who haven't seen Adam, Adam is an incredibly good-looking man, great height as well, which is also
lovely head of hair.
Yes.
Lovely head of hair.
Lovely head of hair. Sorry. How are you getting on? Nothing.
You've just done nothing.
Do something.
What? Do something, Adam. Do something, mate.
I don't.
What? Well, I'm getting wound up.
I know you are.
This is his bit. This is all he has to do is press some buttons on there and vision it. No, Adam. No, Adam. We won't leave you alone.
Look at the work I put in.
There's 8 pages of bollocks on that.
Put your feet down. Looks like we don't care.
No, no. This is my thing.
What, being lazy? There's fluff on your fuck. Jesus.
You know, I mean, it's not falling for you.
What? Oh, so you have tried?
Do you know what Adam said to me?
I haven't tried desperately hard, but you know, like...
Say what you said to me.
Sometimes there's just options everywhere.
Yeah.
And it just falls in your lap.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
And sometimes it's not, and you just go through a couple months of...
It's a barren spell, you said.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Someone said in the comments, look, Adam's enjoying his life. He doesn't need a woman right now. That's something you should be happy about. Which I mean, no, it's a fair point and I take it on board, but you're wrong.
I don't...
Flav,
yeah.
You're gonna, you know...
You're wasting your youth here, mate.
I am, you're right.
Fall in love. Break up.
Like that.
I think he wants more though. He wants more from them.
He wants more time, right? We're gonna give you one more week.
No, don't give me any of that shit. Right. What I've done with is going on bumble dates with random average women. Thursday night, waste your money, hungover Friday. I've had enough of that.
I've got to respect thriftiness.
Yeah, and I don't think it is the thriftiness. I think it's just the people he's meeting are not right for him, and he's got to find.
It's just a waste of time.
Do you know what you got to do, Ad? You got to find someone, and it's just it happens.
What?
It just comes because I met my girlfriend on holiday at a festival.
You want to tell that story?
And it just helped. I can't tell the story.
You know what? Maybe I'll meet someone at the streets and we'll fall in love.
Me and Adam are going to the streets. If this comes out tomorrow night, we're going tonight. If you happen to be there, please don't come up to us. I don't think I'll be able to cope with it. I need to just concentrate on what's happening on the stage.
Unless you're an eligible young lady.
Well, I'll be with my missus.
Or man. Maybe is that part of it? Adam wants an Adam's apple.
Mate, why not? Well, each to his own. Alright,
mate, I got no problem with that. Sure, I saw a picture.
You're accusing me of being gay on the
It's not like a threat. It's your
You
choice.
sound like a threat.
I saw a picture of Graziano Pelle
and
I thought, wow, what a good looking.
So this is Graziano Pelle on Instagram, showing off his bioddy.
Bioddy?
Yeah.
His Biloddy, yeah.
Yeah, and he looked incredible.
Oh.
I mean, what a man.
Incredible.
Or maybe keep it to yourself, mate. Right? My missus does not need to see it. I can't compete with that. I've got male body issues because of that Instagram post. And that isn't something that's talked about a lot. Male body issues is a real thing. Men also feel vulnerable sometimes.
I felt vulnerable recently.
Did you?
I told you about this. So, if anyone's wondering, am I getting a little bit chubby here? How do I know that?
You're not.
I am. Do you know how? Because we got this like... just pulled his phone out his arse. Do you know how I found that out? Because we got a security camera in our living room. And it films you when there's like there's a new intruder, yeah.
Right.
There's a movement. And I walked out in my pants and like, what is that?
So you looked at
Saw myself. I mean, it's a fisheye lens, which probably isn't helpful, but I look wide.
And what did you think?
I need to sort this out.
And did you speak to the wife about this?
I spoke to the wife. She's been hinting at it for a while.
And what's she been saying? What's she saying as a hint?
She's saying, "Did you go to the gym today?" And I went, "Oh no, I've been really busy getting the script work ready for birds and that."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, okay."
So she's essentially saying, "I didn't sign up for this."
I mean, I was in great shape for the wedding. I looked great.
You did look
guys
incredible.
Remember.
Yeah.
But I have let myself go since. I'll be honest.
So I've gone for three years of letting myself go since I joined Bow Street. When I joined Bow Street, I was
struggled with Ball Street twice there.
Ball Street.
It's good.
When I joined, I was good. I was fit. I was in shape. You know, if I wanted to,
it was there.
I was there all over the place. It was there, but I didn't because I was in a good relationship at the time.
Yeah. That's a.
But I felt good about myself. I felt good, right? And then I met people at Ball Street, and they love a drink.
They do love a drink.
And I was out there with them all the time.
It's a problem.
And then I lost the motivation. And I got this. But it's all good because I started running again, boys.
Yeah.
I started running again.
Come on, boy.
I did 5.2 kilometres yesterday in 26 minutes. That's not a joke. I've got proof on my phone.
That's good, you know.
Very good.
26 minutes. It was an average of about 5.12.
Seriously, that's proper quick.
I can show you on the app.
Not now.
Okay.
Right, questions for Flames. It's that time. Lots of questions coming in, which is nice. Thank you. Pleased that you want to hear.
Well, there's 3 of them. Well, I'll do 2. How long have you been running?
59.
I'll do 2.
That's good of you. Right, Matthew Nolan. So, Joe Robinson, we're not going to answer your question because Flav can't be asked.
Let's do it next week.
Just to be clear.
It gets too long, otherwise.
Okay. Matthew Nolan, question for Flames. I've been... Oh, no. It's got like this. I've been seeing my girlfriend for almost 4 years now. We've been losing heat a little bit, and I'm not sure how to spark the flame again. Our sex life is great, but it's just living in the same city and doing the same activities as getting old. Any advice?
I'll let you start with this, Jim. What would you do in this scenario?
You've got to work on your sex life.
It's important.
You must do.
It's really important.
You must do it. It's integral. And anyone who goes, oh, it's as hot as it was then. You're lying.
Liars.
You are lying.
Liars to
you are lying.
Because I'm 4 years in.
Yeah. How you find that?
I still find her very, very attractive.
Why wouldn't you? Should
And we need to work. We need to work on it. Yeah.
I'm looking at your mind trying to navigate this question.
It's not as frequent as it once was.
Yeah.
But it's still amazing.
Yes. And that's a great comment. That is a great comment because also, let's be honest, you do it because you should do in the early days sometimes.
No.
You do sometimes.
No, not in my case. Not in my case.
You do.
You
get to a point and you go, I love you, and you love me. And I'm tired. We don't need to do it every night.
Yeah.
We can do it a few times a week.
Yeah.
And life's still good. As long as that sex is amazing.
Yeah. You don't want to force it.
You've got a winner there. And I've got a winner. Love you, babe.
Yeah. You know what a good thing to do maybe is to begin. Just begin, but don't begin in bed.
Yeah.
Maybe begin by standing up.
Explore yourself. Explore each other.
Explore the flat or house if you're
Talk it through. Maybe discuss. But let's have an honest conversation. Go. What are you into? What could I do more of? What could I do less of?
Yeah.
Have you look? Yeah. 4 years in. Hopefully the communication's good. It's strong.
Don't let it hurt your feelings when she says what you should do less of. Just don't let it hurt your feelings. All right? Because it can be painful to hear stuff like that. And
are you making the effort? Are you putting the moves on?
Clearly making effort. I think he's clearly making the effort.
I'm sure he is.
But
you have to work at it. You do have to work at it.
Look, you're in a healthy position. You're willing to talk. You identify the problem. Crack on, note, Matthew. You're fine.
Yeah, agreed. Well navigated. KH 2000 2000.
He's got a suggestion.
What? Oh, Adam.
Can't say that. Disgusting.
Use your imagination about how you can spice it up.
Okay.
That's all I'll say.
Is that what you're into?
No, but that's the next level.
Are you into that?
No.
You are sick, mate.
I'm not.
A lot of people talk about your...
But lots of people are. That's what the kids do these days.
Do they?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What you think that is something new? What you just held up and think that has never been done before? The kids are doing it now.
Oh, we're back in my day, boy.
That's what they're doing.
I'll tell you some stories, son.
Oh, okay.
Go on. KH2004.
Yeah, final question.
Can I read one out?
Yeah.
Question for Flames. I'm currently doing a college course in construction. I'm good at it, but I'm not enjoying it so much. My real interest is in music and anything and everything to do with it. Considering I have a job with decent money for my age in construction, do I leave and try and get a job I would be interested in or enjoy it and stay for the money? Great question. Let me tell you a little story, Sunshine. My dad was a brilliant artist. He was so good at art. He wanted to do design.
That makes sense. He's very cool, your dad.
Is he?
Yeah, he's very stylish.
He does dress well.
Dresses very well.
But he was very, very, very...
Surprisingly.
He was very, very, very good at this sort of stuff. I mean, drawings he used to draw of stuff when I was a kid. Things like my mum and whatnot.
There's no money in it, Flav.
And his mum, my gran, made him get a job as a plumber. And he was a plumber for 45 years. And he hated it. He hated every single moment of it. He used to get up in the morning and I used to hear him huff as he had to walk us out the door. But he does have a massive house and has plenty of money, good pension, has all of that stuff. And he's happy, but I can't help but look at him and think, this isn't the way you want to spend your life. And which is especially depressing for a podcast like this, but I think there's a lesson here. And while you're young, if you are young, and you've got an opportunity, just go for it, because money is not it all, and you can get in a trap, especially you've got a mortgage, and you've got kids, and you've got a wife with expectations. Not that you're paying for her, but she'll want to go on holiday.
It's responsibility, isn't it?
Yeah, responsibility.
It's not just about you once that happens.
Yeah. So while you've got a chance, if you've got a chance, I'd say go to seek.
I think if you're under the age of like
40.
Yeah.
And it's just a responsibility thing. Doesn't matter how old you are.
Yeah. No, that's true. I would say that. Are you sure you're good at it? Because I know it sounds a bit like boring, but like, if everyone all followed their dreams and it was like deluded, then that's dangerous in itself. Like, it sounds like you've got a good solid job there. Maybe you just got to put the work in and see how good you are at something. But then it gets to a point where you've got to just jump and go for it or not.
Money will not make you happy.
That is true.
It makes your life less stressful. I definitely agree with that. But it's the pursuit of your goal which will make you happy. You'll find happiness in pursuing the thing that you really want to do, and that happiness will be genuine and not materialistic and brought to you by money, because one thing gives you something, the other thing gives you something else. Pursue what you love, I think, and give it a chance.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. I think especially if you're young, like, just like, it's a long life as well. Like, you're working for 45 years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, you can start.
You can definitely
get a job go back to construction. Yeah, when you're 35 or whatever.
I tell you what, live a meager life for 6 months. Save up a bit of wedge, and then give it a go. Yeah, and then at least you've got that little comfort period.
That's smart.
That's what I would do.
And the final question we won't be doing.
Is it quick?
Can't be asked. You can't be bothered. You can't be bothered.
Oh. Yeah, next week.
Next week. Oh.
Oh God.
Sit down.
Go on then.
Do the outro.
I'm not doing the outro.
I'll do the outro.
I'm rubbish
at least stay for it.
Thank you for the thank you for the one for.
This was one for the weekend. Only a few weeks left. So I hope you're enjoying it. Hit subscribe. We'll be bringing it back, I'm sure. So make sure you subscribe.
If you love it and you want to hug it, then hit subscribe if you do, because that you know, this isn't a case of us just going, we like doing this, let's do this again. It's a laugh. In this industry where everything costs money, and as all industries do, you know, you need to prove that this is a successful thing.
True.
And we do that by you sharing it, by you liking it, by you subscribing and doing all that sort of stuff. We don't ask that because we love seeing the lights go up. It's validation of the work, and there is work that goes into it.
True.
But we do enjoy doing it.
We do enjoy doing it. We love it. So yeah, get in the comments and let's have a conversation. Click the like button, subscribe, all those things.
Check in.
Check in.